Hi, I'm Jared and welcome to the homestead. A couple of weeks ago, I had cut the biggest log I'd ever cut before. It was that big red oak, and I was looking forward to it. I was excited about cutting this massive log, and then when it came down to it and I started cutting it, it had turned out to be a beast. So I've been kind of nervous cutting this big thing because if they slip off of there, you have to be so much more careful handling them because they could fall off and break your leg or worse. This one I think I turned out pretty lucky. And I'll only need to cut off this part right here with the chainsaw, and I think it'll fit. This log, actually that end is only at like 24 inches, and this thing will supposedly do a 26-inch log. But that would be extremely tight. But I guess if it's a perfect log, like a telephone pole perfect, it could do a 26-inch log. Then this end, it stays fairly consistent. It's kind of crooked and gnarly till about right here, and then this little piece goes down to 20 inches. And so I'll probably try to slab off some at the top, and then like live edge slab, and then edge those boards and make some boards out of it. And what I want to do is get 4 more 6x6s out, just like I did 2 weeks ago on that other one. And that'll be all the long 6x6s I should need for my pole barn. This one's actually just a 1710, almost 18 feet. And this is also the very first pine I've cut on here. Most of our yellow pines got killed out, I don't know how many years ago, by some beetle. And so mostly what we have left are black pine, and that's probably what this is. I don't know my pines. I've never, sawed a pine before. And they're usually considered a trash log. Usually go in for away wood. But people do saw them, and I'll be sawing it and using it for posts in my pole barn. I went ahead and loaded this one off camera. If you want to see how hard it is, even with a tractor, to load a big log like this on a small sawmill, you can go watch my video from 2 weeks ago. I'm going to check, see if everything clears on the sides. A bunch of sawdust right here. Well, I can't go up any higher, so I guess I'll have to knock. Man, surely not. Looks like I'll have to knock off huge corner right here and another section right here. See, this is what I was talking about. It's exciting thinking about cutting big logs until you run into stuff like this. It's still fun. Even though the height clears like right here and the sides clear, I can't cut this corner because if I'm down where I'm sawing, this will be hitting big time. I'm almost tempted to turn it and try to cut that off with a band mill. They're so hard to turn, and then I'm thinking something else is gonna get in the way. Oh well, may as well get to it. Well, looks like that'll do it for now. Just check the other side. Yeah, the other side's good. But if I turn it, something else will probably pop up and I'll have to take care of that. But take care of that when I get there. Make my first slabbing cut, then I'll change my blade out. Because you're not as, dumb as me probably, and you have yours covered up. This will actually fill up with water somehow when I'm not using it. And we had a pretty hard freeze where it got 5 below a couple weeks ago. So this froze really hard and it actually busted my tank back here right at the weld. And it bulged it out up here. Yeah, I know. You ain't got to tell me. Got some gravel in here. Can't have that. Well, there's a bunch of firsts. My first pine, my biggest log, the gnarliest log, maybe it'll end up being the funnest log too. That's an interesting looking slab. Most interesting one I've cut yet. Like pine tar building up on my blade. I've seen some people run diesel to keep their blade clean, but my tank's half full of ice right now. It's supposed to get up in the 40s tomorrow, so maybe I can drain it then. Hopefully so I'll keep cutting fine. Yeah, I'll be able to edge this one and get a knotty 2x6 or 2x8 out of it. This log I got from a tree from my mom's yard this summer. This is actually not the full log, there's still 8 more feet of it. Maybe too big for my sawmill, but it was out of a yard, so I probably need to take a metal detector over it, except I don't have one. I'm lucky and haven't run into metal yet, and I've cut quite a few trees from yards. Found metal, but haven't actually cut it, except a bullet. I actually cut a bullet right in half long ways when I was cutting some siding. 1-inch board, 19. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change my blade. I really wanted to cut down another 1.5 inches, but if I do, this edge right here is almost hitting in 3 spots, and I would have to go trimming a whole bunch more. Man, my sawdust bucket ain't hanging straight, not doing a whole lot of good. Most of it's just blowing over the top. See that wobble? That may be just the way it is, but if you want to check on yours, or if you know, just let me know how your Woodland Mills is. If you are new, don't know what's going on, I'm actually cutting some stuff for a barn that I'm building. Now we should be slicing through that wood. Oregon Old Timer. If you've not seen any of his videos, you should check him out. I'd say he's in his, well, sorry old timer if I'm saying it wrong, but getting close to 80. And he's doing this with as much energy than what I am. This is just a massive log. I'm not going to try to turn it by hand. So heavy when I was putting it on there that back end of my tractor was coming off. I can feel that it's still almost coming off. Man, it's just sliding on me. Woo! Well, it didn't do it nice and straight and all that. You guys probably knew this already, but this morning I was just curious how much my log might weigh. So I went on Google. And they actually have calculators on there. This ain't good. A bunch of junk froze on here. They got calculators. We can put in the diameter of your log and what kind it is. They didn't have any option for a black pine, so there may be a different name for it. But I just selected white pine, figured it'd be close enough. And this log approximately weighs 2,500 pounds. Small log, you just plunk them on here, flip them by hand, cut them up, and so much fun. This tree's been down for about 6 months, but this is so satisfying. I've not had a log yet that came off this clean. Wow. This looks like one of those big big beams that they have at Bass Pro Shops. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and zip off these corners, and we'll slice right through the rest of this log with my nice new blade. Man, don't you hate that feeling? Got a bunch of sawdust in my glove. Got this at a bad position to start. Yeah, I was way overdue for a blade change. Well, if this is a black pine, which it probably is, it's not called black pine because of the color of the wood. This is real pretty. Now I'm sure it'll weather quickly, but looks just as yellow as yellow pine to me. I mean, it's possible this is a yellow. No, it's not a yellow pine. Yellow pine, I know, has this big blocky bark on it, kind of. I think lodgepole has that too. I would like to take it on down a couple more, or one more hit, but same as before. Sawmill ain't big enough, so I gotta flip it. A video from like 6 months ago, some people thought I was feeding the pigs in the video, because I had pigs right here in this lean-to. Now I've got cows, but all I was doing is taking the bucket of sawdust off of there, dumping it in here for bedding. I mean, it did look like feed in the video, so. Well, this will be my hardest flip yet because I'm flipping it on a crooked edge instead of on a flat edge. But we'll get her done. Well, that was a real piece of work, to put it lightly, but that's the worst of it. All square edges after that to flip onto. Well, I'm not sure what I was sighting. I went into the log right here. Now I'll have to set it back on there. I can get a 2x, possibly. We'll see. But now I'm hitting up here, and I'm going to have to get the chainsaw out and cut that top off. Dang it. So heavy, I may try to cut a board out of it, sitting on top. If I can get the head back, I'm probably loosening my blade. Saw earlier, but this thing is so solid. Hoping it'll work. That actually worked surprisingly well. Well, got me a big, ugly 2x out of this. This way, I'm just going to make 1.5 inch cuts until I get down to 12 inches. Then this way, I'm still 14 3/4, so I got to flip it, get it down to 12 inches. What I enjoy is if it's all boards and just get to cut a whole bunch of boards out of it. This is fun too. I get to cut a little bit of boards. Alrighty then. So I'll make a mark at 6, make a mark at 12.
That didn't sound good. What happened?
My blade popped off. I don't know what made it pop off. I've never had a blade pop off yet, and it could be that I forgot to tighten this. But I'll have to go see in the video, because I may have loosened it as soon as I came over here. But if this was loose, I'm surprised it was even cutting flat. But my cuts all look straight. Well, that's one heck of a way to end the video, but at least that was my last cut. I'm not doing any more sawing today. This one's got a little bit of bark right here, but I got 3 good 6x6s out of here. I could have left more on this one if I would have taken these boards off the other side, but I'm just going to cut this one off back here and make like a 12 or 14 footer out of it. And I've got 2 more logs I can get some 6x6s out of, and I'll just do that. So thanks for watching, and God bless.